Yes. So good afternoon once again, and I want to take this chance to welcome you to our physics lesson, Introduction to Physics. In the morning lesson, we had Introduction to Chemistry, but right now I want us to focus on physics. I introduced you in the morning that chemistry was one of the branch of science alongside the other two branches, which is physics and biology. So today I want to focus on chemistry or on physics, which is actually a physical science like chemistry we did in the morning. We shall be doing the two subjects here and there every day, and all of them will be done at 2 p.m. every day. We shall be alternating. Now from tomorrow we shall be doing chemistry, the other day physics, that way all through. At some point we shall be handling a whole topic. At some point we shall be handling our topic depending on the nature of the topic. For example, today I want to handle Introduction to Physics, which is a very short thing, which I'm going to finish in the next few minutes, but I'm not going to start the measurement one. That one I will do it on Sunday afternoon. But for today, allow me to introduce to you what physics is. Yes, so we are moving on, and I will be taking like 30 minutes, and I would like to recognize also my videographer who has just arrived. He is in the house. His name is Miki. Most of you know him. He's working on the machine to ensure that I'm quite visible, and I'm audible, which is okay. Now, let me talk about physics, which I say is a branch of science alongside the other chemistry and biology. It's okay. Now, physics is a career subject which I always encourage my students to reach. In most schools, it is a selective subject, means you can drop it on the way. But in some good schools, which I know, like Mangu, Alliance, physics is why they know very well that you require physics. At your age, in Form 1 and Form 2, you may want very simple subjects, but after Form 4 or some years later, you will realize that I wish I had done physics. No, do it, don't drop it, do physics. Now, let me start by saying physics is defined as the study of matter and its relation to energy. We study matter and its relation to energy. We don't study energy and its relation to matter. It's the other way around. We study matter and its relation to energy. There are very many things which I want to mention right now in which it is explained in physics. There are very many phenomena which it can only be explained in physics. For example, towards the ground. If I drop this pen right now this way, if I leave it, I'm not dropping it this way, I'm just leaving it this way, and it will fall down towards my hand. Why? We will explain this in physics because of the gravity. Then we have a rising of liquids through a drinking straw. I know someone, as I'm speaking, someone is taking soda right now, and that process of sipping or taking taking soda through a straw can only be explained through physics. If that straw has a hole, you will not take that soda. Try. Make a hole in that straw, try to sip it, it will not. All this is physics. We have what we call seasonal occurrence of tides in the sea. Again, with our knowledge in physics, we will explain the same. When you take a plastic pen and then you wrap it on your hair, it's going to pick some small objects, dust, pieces of such things. Why? Physics, electrostatics. You shine your shoes, it will attract dust. You wipe the window, it will attract dust. You remove your nylon cloth this way, it will produce crackling sound. Crackling sound with some sparks of light. You don't know, you may think you've been attacked by your demons. I don't know whether you have demons, but someone who knows will know very well this is physics. It's about electrostatics. Now, what does the study of physics entails? I mean, when studying physics, what are we doing in the process? When studying physics or study of physics entails the following. Number one, measurements, because you must measure quantities and collection of data. I assume those who've been to the lab, you understand what I'm talking about. Those who have not been to the lab, you will be in the lab one day. Now, experiments and observation. Yes. Then study of physics entails the following. These are the main now many laws which are there in physics, like the gas laws, and many are supposed to be stating on the way. So while studying physics, we are going to establish such. Now, physics, I told you that physics is a branch of science, but also we have branches of physics. Physics being a branch of the main subject, which is science. Now, physics itself has its own branches. In the morning, I gave you 5 branches of chemistry. Right now, I'm giving you several. Some of them will be used as the topics in physics, and some of the topics will fall under these branches that I'm talking about. Part of branches is always being listed, especially in KCSE. I know they will always ask you to explain the meaning of the following branch of physics. So make sure, as I give you the branch, make sure you know how to explain that branch. For example, the first branch is mechanics. Some people will call it mechanism. Mechanics. Somebody will call it mechanism. Yes, it's a branch of physics which deals with the study of motion under the influence of force. Study of motion under the influence of force. Branch number 2, electricity and magnetism. Electricity and magnetism. Yes. That's a branch number 2, electricity and magnetism. It deals with the relationship between electric field and magnetic field together with their applications in the working of the following. We have the motor, microphones, electromagnets, and very many things that deals with or that uses electricity and magnetism. That is our branch of physics number 2. Then we have a branch of physics number 3. We call it thermodynamics. Thermo. Remember, the word thermo comes from thermo, which is heat, but now it is thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. It deals with the formation of heat and the accompanying changes in energy, and of course, like in pressure, in volume, and very many. Is geometric optics. Geometric optics, that's our primary. For geometric optic. Now, studying about light and the transformation of light is known as geometric optics. By the way, each form has a topic of light. In Form 1, we have one topic known as rectilinear propagation of light. In Form 2, we have reflection of the curved surface. In Form 3, we have refraction. And in Form 4, we have beam lengths. All of them studying about optics or simply light. Then we have another branch. We call it waves. Waves is another branch of physics. Which deals with the propagation of energy. The study of propagation of energy from one part to another through space is called waves, or that is about waves. Then lastly, we have the atomic physics. Atomic physics. Atomic physics. Atomic physics. Atomic physics. Now, study of behavior of particles. Yes, is what we call it atomic physics. And whatever, we study about the behavior of particles and the energy accompanying them, that is atomic physics. So we have six branches: mechanics and mechanism, electricity and magnetism, thermodynamics, geometric optics, waves, atomic physics. What are you supposed to do here? First of all, ensure that you know how to state the branches of physics. Then take your time. Know what is mechanics, what is electricity and magnetism, what is thermodynamics, what is geometric optics, what is waves, and what. Sometimes I share my notes. If you feel like you want to use my notes or my resources, just WhatsApp us in this number 740 61 90 25. You will be added to our group where we share materials. So in the meantime, those are the branches of physics. I would like us to see, physics is not an island subject. We study physics alongside other subjects. So what I would like us to see right now is the relationship between physics and other subjects. As we teach physics, we also teach chemistry, we also teach mathematics, we also teach biology, we also teach, there are many other subjects that we teach. So what is the relationship between physics and the other subjects? Let me start with this. What is the relationship? And it's a very common thing that you will always be asked. What is the relationship between physics and geography? Now, in this case, it is the geography that it depends on physics. How? The making of the rain gauge, the wind vane, and all the other weather measuring instruments depends on the knowledge of physics for them to be made. That is the relationship. There are some concepts explained in geography which requires physics knowledge, like heat transfer by convection, like land breeze and sea breeze. All of them are taught in geography, but it is being explained using their physics knowledge. Then now it has physics depending on mathematics. Why? We need the formulas. We need the formulas from mathematics so that we can use them to do some questions. Yes, though physics came before mathematics. Mathematics came after physics. Is it true? Yes. Physics and chemistry. Physics and chemistry. Physics is helping chemistry in explaining the nature of particles within the atoms or the nucleus of an atom, or simply within an atom, like study of the atom. That is the concept that is required in chemistry. So we borrow that concept from physics. Then we have physics and history and government. The study of fossils, especially if you want to do what we call carbon dating. When you find a fossil, so that you can know how long has the fossil stayed there, we say that carbon dating. So history depends on physics, because in physics we have the available knowledge and apparatus to carbon date fossils. Yes. Then we have physics and home science. Home science, even if it's called science, there are many things made or used in home science that requires physics knowledge, like energy saving Gico used in the kitchen. It requires the knowledge of physics, because we know very well if you use mud at this site, it's going to save energy. So home science depends on physics. Then we have the physics and technology. Technology is a subject of its own. So, and most of the technology is physics. Many things taking place, like X-rays in the hospitals, are learned in physics. Information technology still are in physics. So there are very many things in which technology borrows from physics. What about physics and biology? The lens used in biology is made through the knowledge of physics. Good. Yes, so you must know how to explain the relationship between physics and any other subjects. In my notes, I've given you for other subjects, right? So you can also think, if I've told you the relationship between physics and pick something in agriculture, like farm tools, which are made from the knowledge of physics, then you relate the two. You will get a score. Now, why do we study physics? It's a career subject. There are three terms here I want us to define: a career, a course, and occupation. There are three things I want us to define here. One, a career. Number 2, a course. Number 3, occupation. Occupation. It is a job or a profession in which one has been trained with. But before we prepare for a good form, I will still remain a teacher. I will be teaching in school, I will be teaching in YouTube, I will be teaching everywhere. And so my career is education. So in short, the career of a teacher is teaching. Others, their career is medicine, engineering, electrical technician. What you have trained to do for a long period of time is a career. What about the course? If you're asked to define the term a course, lessons in a particular subject. This is divided as lessons in a particular subject. Lessons in a particular subject. That is a course. Good. An occupation, it refers to a job or a profession. Yes. So those are the three. Now, let's start by looking at examples of courses offered at a university. I need to go to university, which is a good thing, no problem with that. So examples of courses that requires physiology, production engineering, and many others. I've just given you examples. Now, but kuna zile, we can do it at the diploma level. So examples of courses offered at college level that require the technology in laboratory technology. So those are just some of the examples. Now, in the next few minutes, I would like us to look at laboratory. Remember, physics is a science subject. Physics is a practical subject. Physics requires to be done practically. So where is it going to be done practically? Laboratory. The lazy ones call it lab. So what it's called? Laboratory. Laboratory is a special room designed and equipped for conducting experiments and practicals. We have a lab for physics, for chemistry, and for biology. Also, computer has their own lab. Home science has their own lab. I'm told art and craft also they have their own lab. Now, in physics laboratory, you will find the apparatus majorly for physics. But in some schools, whereby they have one big lab, but it contains all the apparatus and chemicals and whatever is needed for all the three sciences. There's no problem with that. But in some schools, you will realize that there's a lab specifically for physics, chemistry, and biology. Well, and in some schools, they don't have a laboratory, and there's no problem, and they still pass exams. Which I would like to state today. Major systems in the physics laboratory. Major systems in the physics laboratory. We have gas piping system. Number 2, we have electrical energy and supply system. Electrical energy and supply system. And supply system. Then we have water system. So if you're asked to give the main systems in the physics laboratory, talk of gas piping system, electrical energy and supply system, then we have water system. These are necessary in the physics laboratory. We need water for cleaning and practicals. We need gas for heating. We need electricity for lighting and practicals. So those are the major systems available in the physics laboratory. Now, in all the labs actually, there are what we call the lab rules. And in each lab, the lab technician has to provide or must provide the lab rules. well displayed in the lab, so that everybody operating in the lab, whether a teacher or a student, should be aware of the rules in the lab. Why? To minimize or reduce accidents. Most accidents in the lab occurs because of carelessness, I guess, of the students. Now, what are some of the lab rules? There are very many, but I will just read through some of the lab rules. So first of all, location of electrical switches, firefighting equipment, and first aid kit must be located. Yani usikae kwa lab kama ujui the main switch mahali iko, very dangerous. Usikae kwa lab kama ujui mahali fire extinguisher iko, you must know it. That's the first rule. Number 2, windows and doors should always be locked in the laboratory. You don't operate in the laboratory. Don't do a practical while the windows are closed. No, ensure they are open for many reasons, like aeration. In case of an accident, you can easily quit out of the lab. Yes. Instructions must be followed carefully. Never attempt anything while in doubt. There should be no eating, drinking, or chewing in the laboratory. Ensure that all electrical switches, gas, and water taps are turned off when not in use. Kama utumizi vitu zote, hizi systems zote make sure they are off. When handling electrical apparatus, hands must be dry or use gloves. Never plug in foreign materials to sockets. Sockets unapata mtu anaweka vitu. No, don't. Shirts and gloves must be tied long hair tied. I was telling my girls, if you cannot tie your long hair, you cut them. Kaya kama yangu. Keep the floors and surfaces dry. You know, if you put water in the floors, you may slide, but you put them so that it becomes dry. All apparatus must be clean after use and returned to the location of storage they were, because you are the one who removed them there. Do not take any laboratory equipment out of the laboratory. Tuaje na hii meter rule nipeleke nje, hapana, ikae kwa lab. Any waste to be disposed of immediately. Don't wait for the next lesson to find it. Then hands must be washed before leaving the laboratory. Kuna mtu amefanya practical na ameshika uchafu na anatoka hapo direct canteen. Na unajijua. Good. Now, we are still in the lab. Now, even if I've given you some of the rules to be followed to minimize accidents, what are you supposed to do? Follow them to minimize accidents. But still accidents occur in the laboratory, and we have 5 categories of accidents. I'm going to give you the category, the cause of the accident, and first aid measure. Towards number 1. Accident number 1, cuts. Cuts. Yes. So, what causes cuts? Poor handling of glass apparatus and cutting tools like scalpels. If you don't handle a glass apparatus vizuri ama scalpels, it can cut you. That's the accident number 1. First aid measure is you do bandaging to stop bleeding. Then, if bleeding does not stop, you seek further medication, meaning it was cut deep. Lakini kuna ile tu ya kidogo tu, you just bandage it and you're okay. Pants. Pants. What causes pants? There are 2 things that cause pants. Actually 3. Naked flames, acids, and bases. Acids can burn you and bases can burn you. If it's a flame that has burned you, just leave it and get medication on the same. Maybe the doctor can do something on that. But if it is acids and bases, you wash immediately with clean water, clean cold water for a long. Let water run through that pad for a long time. Accident number 3 that can happen: poisons. Poisoning, poisons. Let me like poisoning. poisoning. You can either swallow chemicals or you inhale poisonous gases. This one has only one remedy: seek medical assistance immediately. If you have inhaled dangerous poisonous chemical, direct to the nurse, direct to the hospital. You are aina 1212, aina ukarabati. Then that was number 3. Number 4, we have eye damage. Eye damage. Eye damage. Eye damage can be caused by bits of solids in the lab. A lot of dangerous chemicals can get to your eye. This one, you wash with clean water as you seek further medical assistance. Then lastly, we have electrical shock. Electrical shock. Electrical shock. It is caused by using faulty electrical apparatus. Ensure that you know where the. So if someone is under electrical shock, don't go and rescue that person. The two of you will get stuck there. Go and put off the main switch and he or she will be safe. Those are the main accidents which occur in the laboratory. So I don't want to, that was the introduction part of the physics. So tomorrow, on Sunday, we shall be discussing measurement 1. And that is how we will do until we finish Form 4 work. Thank you. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Share with any other high school student. Watch our other videos which we have posted before, last year, 4 years ago. We've put very many videos and you will never regret. Thank you.